Hello my fellow simmers, I'm Delightful Simmer, and today I'm going to show you how I recolor with patterns as well as recoloring different parts of the texture. So let's get started. I've already decided I'm going to be using this men's shirt from the new bowling excuse me, the new bowling stuff pack, which is lame, by the way, if you ask me. But so the first thing I'm going to do is choose. Well, first you want to open up Sims 4 Studio and find your item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a white shirt with a white background. I'm sorry, a white shirt with the colored background, and then a colored shirt with a white background. So you're going to click next, then you're going to save it. If I can find my thing, I'm going to save it as men's bowling shirt. So if you haven't if you haven't seen the first recoloring video, I suggest you watch that first, because it will give you some more basic information. I'm just gonna move on because I don't want to really rehash that. So men's bowling shirt. I apologize if you guys can hear my dog in the background. He likes to whine a lot. He's a Chihuahua, so what can I say? All right, so I obviously chose 3, so we're going to go ahead and export all of these. Actually, I think I'll just export these 2. It'll be easier. I just name them with numbers. It's just easier for me to figure out. So we're going to open both of these in Photoshop. Okay, so you see we have these 2 shirts, and let's see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this white shirt and put it on this white shirt. Oops. So we're going to start, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on this one. And what you'll notice is that it looks very different on in Photoshop than it does when you're actually in game or even in Sims 4 Studio. So the way that I do this part, it's kind of tricky. You want to make sure and use your quick selection tool, and you want to make sure and you want to get all of that. And then it's actually not as necessary as you would think. You don't have to be as careful with this area, I don't think. We're going to see. So we're going to copy this, Control C, and we're going to go to the other shirt, zoom in, and move this over a little bit so we can see what we're doing. And then you're going to Control V, and that's going to give you another layer, if you can see right here. Now you want to grab that, and it should kind of lock in place. If it doesn't, you can use your arrow key and kind of move it in there. So let's see how this looks. We're going to Control Shift S. We'll just save it as, oops, don't want to save it as a Photoshop file. You want to save it as a DDS. Make sure your settings are all correct. Now let's see how that looks in here. So we're going to add a swatch, import shirt, and there you go. See how it doesn't look too messy? You would think that because it looks really messy in here, right here, that it wouldn't look right in Sims 4 Studio or in game, but I'm not sure why they do that. Probably just makes it easier for them when EA is first creating it. All right, so now that we have that, we can close that. So this is one layer. I'm going to go ahead and desaturate this so it's not so gray or not so blue. I'm also going to desaturate that layer as well. So now we have a gray, kind of a grayish base. Now I'm not going to do, someone requested that I do, you know, a little bit more in depth than this, but I really suck with, I really suck with buttons. Like, it just always looks horrible unless I use a button image, an image of a button, and then I stick it on there as separate layers, which I can do. I suppose I could do that now. Oops. So anyway, but first let's recolor this, and so we can see how this looks in different colors. So you're going to go back to your background layer, and you're going to add a layer right down here in this little corner. Has a little, looks like a sticky note to me. And you're going to make sure that this layer, if you go up here, you're going to make sure that this layer is under multiply. First, let's brighten this up. Give it better color. Okay, so we go to that second layer, go to our color, click on paint bucket, and there we have our first shirt. Let's save that as 3 because I already have 1 and 2. See how that looks. Add a swatch, import, and there you go. The buttons look really tacky. I'm gonna have to add buttons. So let's see if I can find it. I added, I did a search for buttons, button pings, when I was looking for buttons. Let's see if I can find them. Is this it? No, I don't want colored buttons. Where did I put them? Crap, sorry guys. I don't know where I put them. Actually, I think they might be on my desktop. Okay, let's look for these buttons. Crap. Okay, well, I guess we're not going to do buttons today. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so now what we can do is we're going to color the shirt. So again, you add a new layer. But this time, what you need to do, you want to make it, also make it, oops, not darken, multiply. So one thing you have to do when you're making another layer like this, so that it doesn't go onto this layer, is you have to hit Alt, and do you see how it has that little arrow right there with the square, with the box next to it? You want to hold Alt and click on that. And that's only going to recolor this layer. Because if we don't do that, it kind of messes with everything. It changes the color of this layer as well. So if we go back and we hit Alt and click on that layer, it just colors that t-shirt. See? Super easy, simple. Well, I guess it's not simple. But once you figure out what you're doing, it's pretty easy, and you have so many options, you know. Okay, so now that you know how to do this part, we're going to add some prints. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this layer and delete this layer because we're going to be doing this a little bit differently. And it's going to look like crap because of these buttons, and I apologize now. You don't have to use this shirt, but I just chose this one, and I probably should have chosen a different one because of the buttons. So you're going to go back and you're going to add a layer. You want to make sure when you're adding a layer, you're on the correct layer to begin with. So if you want to add a layer to your background image, you click you make sure you're clicked on the background image. If you want to do this layer, you want to make sure you're on that layer when you click this button. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, since we're not going to be coloring this one. Okay, so this is kind of tricky. So with this layer, you want to make sure when we're doing prints, you want to make sure that this is, again, on multiply. But one thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have this layer as white. So what you do is I always click the background. It's just easy because it's white. So what you do is you use your paint bucket tool and you click on it. If you have it on normal, it just looks like that. So you want to make sure and put it on multiply. So when you're doing your print, it will come up as the print and not just, you'll have the print on top of the shirt as opposed to just one, just like it'll be transparent is what I'm trying to say. Sorry about that. I blanked for a minute. Okay, so to get that print on here, you want to double click this layer number 2, and this layer style box will pop up, and what you want to do is you want to click on pattern overlay. Make sure it's highlighted, and then you can go in here and you can choose your pattern. Now I have a bunch of patterns, obviously they're right here, but you'll have to go and get your own patterns, and I'll show you how to do that here in a minute. So right now we're going to choose this one. We're going to choose this one. You double click that. Now here's the cool thing. You can make this print in different sizes. See how you can scale it up or scale it down. But because if you do it just at random percentages, it can look really kind of funky. So it can get pixelated, especially if you do it above 100%. So what I do is I either do it in 25%, 50%, or 100%. 75% seems to not look as great. I'm not sure why. So you can experiment, do what you want to do, play with your prints, whatever, and see what size you like it. Make sure the blend mode right here is also multiply. Otherwise it just looks like that, and you won't see the background of your shirt. So you want to make sure that's multiply. Okay, you click OK, and there's your print. Let's save it. Control Shift S. Save it as whatever you want to save it as. Import that image. It's got to take, it takes, with prints, it takes forever to save. And there you go. There's your shirt with the pattern on it. It's kind of a cool print. And there you go. And that's how we do it. Now I'm going to show you how to actually make a print. So I usually go to Color Lovers or spoonflower.com. Spoonflower, there's a specific way to do it. I don't really want to show you how to do it because I have a feeling that I'm not supposed to do it and I could get in a lot of trouble for doing it. So I don't want to do it for you guys. But I will show you how to make a I will show you how to do it on Color Lovers though. So we're going to go to Color Lovers. And we're going to choose a print. That's not what I was going for. We'll just choose somebody's print. I feel kind of bad about using this, so maybe I should, you know, I have my own prints. I'll log in. All right, let's look at this print. This one's kind of a cute print. Okay, so if you click on it, you get the big version of it. But if you click on it and if you click on preview, you get this little square right here. And that is tileable right there. So you want to right click that, save image as. I'm going to save it in my Spoonflower folder because that's where all my images are. So you save it, you're going to go back to Photoshop. Now you're going to open that file. Let's wait for it to load because I have so many images in here, it takes forever. Maybe it's down here. Nope. There it is. So we're going to open our image now. All right, so to make a print, it's super easy. It's like beyond easy. So you're going to go to Edit, and you're going to Define Pattern. Click OK. Let's make an image real quick. 500 by 500. Edit, Fill. And you're going to find your image down here. You want to click on, you want to make sure it's on pattern. Make sure it's under custom pattern instead of, you can have it all these other things. Make sure it's under custom pattern, or pattern rather. So your custom pattern is right here. Double click on it, click OK, and there's your pattern. That's now tileable. And you just, all you have to do when you go to your image, let's go back to our shirt. So now when you go to double click on your pattern, when you want to do a new pattern, double click on pattern overlay. Don't double click on the layer itself, because then you get this and it just takes forever, or it's an extra step. So double click on pattern overlay, and then you want to click this little doodad right here and click on that, double click on that, your image, click OK, and there's your pattern. Let's save it and see how it looks. Wait for it to load. there you go. It looks stupid on this shirt, but if we were to go, let's see. I'm not sure why it looks so. Oh, I know why. Let's do it at 25% and see how that looks. I'm just going to overwrite that one. I overwrite files all the time. I probably shouldn't, but it's more to clean up afterwards, which I hate. The image isn't that great. I'm not sure why. Let's try a different pattern. This one's cute. That one's really cute. So we'll save that as 6 because I didn't, well, I should have overrated that, but there it is. That looks better. You can see it over, you can see this is where I get picky. You can see the print on the buttons and it drives me nuts. But then you can go back and you can go to this layer, your layer number 1, add another layer, multiply it, make sure Alt. If you hold Alt and you run your mouse over there, you'll see where it pops up. Make sure that is like that. And we'll choose this blue color to make the shirt match. Import that. Come on, there we go. And now you have a matching t-shirt. Awesome. All right. So now that you guys know how to do that, the next step, the next tutorial I'm going to do is hair. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited for that one. That's going to be fun. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and click the like button and subscribe if you want to see more tutorials. I'm also probably going to do some sort of Let's Plays or something really lame like that. I don't know yet. Give me some ideas in the comments if there's anything you guys want to see, any other tutorials you want. Yeah, so just, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I have a lot of fun doing this. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.